Hi there, welcome to the latest update in the live wrap. I'm with my co-host Craig, who's more than welcome
Good evening,
to
everyone.
anybody of use. Carry on, Ned.
Well, it's going to be one of those ones. If I see two kickers, or I see three quarterbacks, or I see four tight ends, we'll be having words, Johnny. We'll be having words.
Or 7 defensive players.
Or Jings, yeah.
Yeah. So obviously this was the first division that was finished. So my division on there, but obviously
The St Magnus Division 1.
Yeah. But yes, I didn't
So
realise
yeah,
that.
I mean, yeah. Sorry, what you saying, Johnny?
I hadn't realised that Bats had 7 defensive players.
7 defensive players. How many places are on the bench? Is it like six bench spots or something?
Yeah, basically that would be the whole bench, I'm thinking. Yeah.
That's well, you know, I mean, for me, I just see with only two IDPs starting, there are going to be so many points in agency and IDP. You know, I just don't get the need to have so many defensive players. You know, it's there'll be plenty in an agency, so they'll be there to pick up all season long. It's the same with kind of, you know, I actually, in my draft, I've not even drafted a kicker yet. You know, I've got no kicker. I'll pick up a kicker a couple of days before the season kicks off. But at the moment, I just wanted some more options in the skill positions at running back and wide receiver, where the options are going to be limited when we get to agency, you know.
Yeah, and obviously there's been a couple of teams in here with no kicker.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's a smart move.
Yes, they've obviously been watching you after the last time and thought, right, no kicker, so we'll go what Craig says.
Well, I mean, it's certainly something I do often. You know, just you know, there's going to be kickers in an agency. You know, go and pick one up just a couple of days before you kick off, and it just gives you those extra options. You know, especially it gives you a chance to take a swing at a wee rookie that, you know, maybe you quite fancy, no one's really heard of, and you know, maybe he's doing well. He started training his camp well. You know, you might want to go and take a wee swing with them, you know, and just pick up a kicker at the end. If it doesn't pan out, then you just pick up your kicker.
Well, I suppose they are pretty quick at dropping a kicker if they have a bad couple of games. So I think I've gone for a pretty safe one with Justin Tucker, though. That's the only reason I went for him.
Well, you know, it's Justin Tucker, isn't it? So he's going to he's guaranteeing you points.
Dropped. Yeah,
and it's So this is your league then, Johnny. So talk me through your team then. How do you think you've went? What you grading yourself?
I think I'll make the playoffs. I think maybe scrape into the playoffs. But
playoff bound. Yeah. I do like your pickup of KJ Osborne down there. I actually bagged him. I think I bagged him a lot later than you did, but yeah, I picked him up.
I've got him in a lot of places, and I've always liked KJ Osborne. Even last year, I had him in a few places. And I'm quite happy picking up Reed as well in the 18th round.
Well, I mean, he's the word out of camp is he's been doing absolutely fantastic, and he had a decent game the other night.
I've got to get it up on the wall here, but that's his jersey from the Spartans.
Who's that? Reed's?
Signed jersey. I got it last year, so.
What, Jalen Reed?
Yeah.
Oh, Johnny, we're going to need to talk, pal.
There we go.
Yeah, we're going to need to talk.
Yeah, I thought you'd like that one. No, I got it last year because it was I liked having him on the team, and I knew he was going to turn pro, and it's just where he was going to play. So, but it's been on my wall for a while. So.
We'll be discussing that later. We'll be discussing that later on in private.
Yeah.
So
I bet I will.
So, but back to your team though. Back to your team now. I've got my eye on my next purchase. 3 tight ends, Johnny. Talk me through 3 tight ends, please.
Just at the end, I thought obviously Dalton Schultz will get a lot of targets, and Otten will be a good safety blanket, and he was getting those little touches by the end zone last year.
They have a rotten front line as well.
I know, so he's going to have to get rid of the ball quick.
So it's going to be the wee dump downs and stuff. Yeah. I hear it.
Well, then that's a catches, and then Hill as well. You know, I think they're still going to use him. Maybe not.
Yeah, I mean,
you've got to just pick the right week to play him. That's the problem.
I mean, to be fair, I can't be overly. 3 tight ends, you can still play with a point per catch. You can put them in the flex positions, and it's they get extra for their catches. So yeah, I mean, I can see picking up 3 tight ends. I've only went with 2 more. I think there'll be tight ends who'll score points again in the agency as well. It's these onesie positions. I can't get on board with loading up on them. I just feel that with the running backs and the wide receivers, where you need to play so many of them, you're better having more options there.
Yeah, but down that, it was getting a bit down the end of this. I would have probably be taking Shaheed if he hadn't gone, but then he went a couple of picks before me, so
yeah, that's and Cousins and Carr at quarterback.
Yes.
Yeah, it's.
I mean, you've got your. But
you've got your wee stack there. Yeah. Oh, have you got Daniel Jones there? For 3 quarterbacks, Johnny.
Yeah, but remember, I picked 2 quarterbacks for the same bye week, so I thought I'd better pick up another one.
Oh, so you did. We
had that discussion last time. But yeah, as soon as I picked up Cousins, I knew I was going to go for Addison next. So
it's having a wee look over at our Mr. Baxter over here. It scares me that he's done okay. I'm a fan of whatever his name is.
Okonkwo,
yeah. I'm a fan of him. I do like him, and he's got Kelsey up there, Fields. I'm a big fan of Metcalf this year. I think Metcalf's going to be just fine. I think he's given himself a headache there at quarterback. He's got Fields and Geno.
Yes, he's going to have to pick the right one. That's the problem. But yeah,
Geno's going to make him look very silly in a lot of weeks because he's not going to play him. He's going to play Fields. You have to play Fields with his legs.
But then that gives you the ammunition for the weekly podcast, so that'll be happy.
I do like it when he picks up 2 good quarterbacks, I've got to say.
Well, that's the thing. I've got. That's who else? Webby's gone for no kicker.
Yeah, I think it's such a good move. It's DeAndre Swift. Swift in the 5th round. That could be the word out of camp there is that he is not doing very well at all. Pacheco as well, who could be injured.
Yeah, but he picked up Kendry Miller, so he'll hopefully get some touches in the first 3 weeks while Kamara suspended.
Oh, absolutely. And you've got the fact that you've got, Hunt's was there, not there, was there, not there. So it looks like he might get away with one there as well, because I think Miller will be a great wee back if he gets the chances.
Yeah, there you go. Somebody just made a comment on your Theo's comment.
Yeah, it's just how can you play Geno in front of him? What game are you going to play Geno in front of him? You've got Geno Smith for a bye week.
I know. And is it not a late bye week for the Chicago?
Oh, I'm not sure, to be honest with you. I've not paid that much attention yet.
I think Geno's week 5. So
week 5, is it? But yeah, there's some really good teams sitting across here. It's I'm always interested to see how the last person, the last person in the draft, because that's where I was drafting from. I mean, outside of taking 7 blooming defensive players in the last 7 rounds. I like what's happened at the top there. 3 good wide receivers there, one after the other: McLaurin, Smith, and Cooper.
Well, I do like his wide receivers. To be honest.
Yeah, they're great picks here. And Butker's a good enough kicker. I do like going Butker. He's for Kansas. He does seem to get quite a lot of points. And
obviously, he's got Josh Allen, which is good.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's
Bryce Young is his backup, and Thompson Robinson is the 3rd quarterback. I think he did actually throw a good touchdown the other day. No, he ran in for a touchdown on the.
Yeah, he scored one in the
Hall of Fame game.
He got one in the Hall of Fame game. Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
See, got a couple of hits. I've not watched the first episode of that yet, so.
Have you not watched it yet? No, I've been in on it. Do you know? I'm quite liking the whole point that the whole having a kicker in this as well. You know, it's because it's just not the done thing anymore. You know, and I do like having a wee kicker in it because they can make a big difference. You know.
Well, I do like to be a bit different. You know that with some of my pickups.
Well, always.
Yeah, I do like the kickers as well. Like more than I like the defenses, I like kickers.
Yeah, I like the kicker. I do because it makes it. You know, your kicker goes out and gets 4 field goals, and it can make or break a week. You know.
Yeah. So there you go. So in the league, there was 30 quarterbacks selected, 56 running backs, 72 wide receivers, 28 tight ends, 10 kickers, and 44 defensive players.
30
Most of them obviously
quarterbacks.
by, yeah.
Ooh, 30 quarterbacks. That's a lot of quarterbacks being picked. I mean, I went into the agency in mine, and the agency in mine, they'll say you can pick up Matt Stafford, you can pick up whoever wins the 49ers role, you can pick up whoever wins the Buccaneers role. You can, I mean, there's like maybe 7 or 8 quarterbacks that you can use for a bye week, no problem.
Well, Tigers got the 49ers covered because they've got Birdie and Lance in the last 3 picks.
Yeah, well, that's kind of.
I don't do Lance getting the job like. But...
Well, when you say that, I would say that he's got them covered for the first 4 weeks, and then it'll be Darnold week 5 because the 2 of them will be gone.
Yeah, well, at least you still got Prescott then, so that's okay. But yeah. Okay, but we'll
go into quarterbacks. That's. Woo.
We'll shoot on to the next division because obviously we don't want to spend too long.
Yeah, let's shuffle them along.
So we've got the Yes and the B. That was the 3rd division,
yep,
4th division finish.
This is mine. Yep, this is my league. So yeah, I mean, you can see what I've done there from the last spot. You know, I got Jackson in the first round, picking from 12th. I just didn't know what to do there, and then Barkley first up in the next round. I mean, I think I started off okay, and then I went into a bit of a tangent.
I kind of 4 defensive players. So.
I mean, it would be absolutely disgustingly awful of me if I didn't mention the fact that I picked up Cook and I picked up Elliott. And it's like, why have you done that? You know, it's 2 players. One of them's fine, yeah. But I mean, I've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've only got 6 running backs, and 2 of them don't have teams currently.
But it would be funny was it somebody said in the chat if they ended up back at their own teams. The amount of people that picked up Madison and paid over the top for Madison if Cook goes back.
I mean, I do think Zeke will go back to the Cowboys, but I don't think Cook will end up back in Minnesota. No. That was an ugly department, was it not?
Well, that was very, yeah. I think it was pretty bad. Like, yeah, I can't see it, but yeah, Elliott could well end up back for a big discount at the Cowboys.
Yeah, I think Elliott, and if Elliott does go back, I think they'll use him hard as well. You know, they'll run him hard because Pollard breaks if he gets too much. You know. But we'll see how that pans out. But of course, I'm stuck with the 2 of them, and you know, obviously, I'm hoping they'll both have teams by week 1. But week 1's getting closer and closer, and they're no closer to signing for anyone, you know.
Oh yeah, there's KG. And, good one.
Yeah, there's KG, a wee bit lower than you got him, thankfully, which is good, you know. And I'm really happy I'm picking up the pickup of Parker second to last. You know, that's. You know, he's kind of the number 1 receiver, and they've just paid him a chunk. So getting him in the 19th round, I was quite happy with. But I'm not happy with what I've done in the IDPs either. It's I've picked up kind of, I don't know. I mean, Will Anderson's rookie, so it's a bit.
Yeah, they don't usually do that great a start. So
they don't. They really don't. And then I've got Bossa, but you know, he's injured all the time. And then I picked up Joe Allen. I thought, if I can't get the quarterback, I'm going to get the linebacker, you know. And then Matt Judon done quite well for me last year, but he's kind of getting on a bit as well, you know, and I'm not so sure.
There's your 2 kickers. 2 good kickers, but you're going to pick which week to play the right one.
Yeah, but I mean, there's 10 kickers being picked, so you know there's still 22 starting kickers in the agency, you know. So I'm not going to lose any sleep over picking one of them up. There's 23 quarterbacks picked in my division, you know. So there are 9 quarterbacks who I can pick up and start in Lamar Jackson's bye week. So what's the point in having one sitting on my bench? all it's going to do is make me look stupid when he goes out and throws 6 touchdowns and, has the game of his life. So, and make me annoyed that I've got him sitting on my bench. So, yeah, I'll never pick up one quarterback when I know there's going to be plenty in agency.
Well, that's the second division in a row now where Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow stacked to start with.
Yeah,
so I'm pretty sure
it'll be a very
did
popular move.
One, so.
It'll be a very popular move, I would think. I mean, it's a guaranteed point situation, really, isn't it? And they're going to win you more weeks than they're going to cost you weeks.
Fantasy man did quite well though, because I know he's got Jacobs, but then he's also late on pick Jameer White. So Jacobs.
Yes.
But then he's still, if that happens, he's only going to have 4 running backs, and Mitchell's never fit. So either Mitchell or McCaffrey tied together, Jacobs and White tied together, and Jones corner on his own.
I was looking. Yeah, I mean, it's that he's got running back problems if Mitchell goes down. But he has it. You only need 2 running backs, real, proper starting ones. I mean, McCaffrey and Connor's a bit of injury prone as well, isn't he? But yeah, I mean, I'm not a fan of only having 5 running backs. I mean, I've only got 6 actually, and I'm a wee bit annoyed at that.
Well, Mitchell's already injured. He might miss the first week. I read somewhere that he might miss the first week of the season.
Oh, really?
Mitchell's already injured, so that's not a good start.
It's and Graham over here. Graham's great. And there we go, KJ Osborne. There you go. Production is up with feeling on, which is absolutely correct.
This is just Everett, by the way. Just they didn't know who he was, but there you go.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. It's but see Graham G Fark. He's heavy on the old looking for the old school to come back and do well. Michael Thomas, Adam Thielen. He's got Nick Hopkins. He's really relying on the old school quite heavily. Kamara.
Did you see the catch that Dale did the other night? It was a nice catch.
By the way, I mean Dell's a good pickup. I think he's a dark horse. He could be that. He could be that one that that rookie that really does well, and no one was really expecting it from.
Yeah, no. See, a lot of people are talking about Mims, so he might work out well. But he's got Gainwell for him, and Penny or Smith
the backup. But I mean, Swift is the word out of their camp is Swift is just doing so badly. I mean, they were actually talking on fantasy footballers the other night there. Of Swift maybe getting dropped before the season, not making a 53, because you've got Gainwell and you've got Scott and you've got Penny.
Well, those 3 would be good enough anyway. I'm surprised they went for Swift, to be honest. Because
me too.
Penny
to be honest,
good. Gainwell's there, and Boston Scott always scores like 30 fantasy points every time he plays the Giants.
There's 2
games.
2 dynasties just for playing them against the Giants when they play the Giants.
I think I picked him on a few best balls just for when he plays the Giants too. Like the last pick, there we go. He'll do.
It's I quite like what Sam done here as well. Other than but I mean he's only got 4 backs, but they are very very serviceable backs, and it's he's got depth right through it. And Kelsey, I love Kelsey. Kelsey's going to be such a good scorer again, and especially with extra points for tight ends. 3 really good receivers in the middle, and he's got Jalen Reed, who I think will have a good season this year. I think he'll be a top target for Love because he's going to be playing in off his slot, and Love will go there quite often,
And he's got Lazard and Rogers stacked as well. Right.
That's well, I mean.
It's another one whereby Rogers does love Lazard.
Yeah, and that's a bigger headache than I would like to have, to be honest with you, because there are weeks that you'll want to play Rogers over Lawrence.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Mahomes, Allen, Hurts, Jackson, Fields, Burrow. I'm not sure there's any week that I'm going to play anyone else but them other than their bye week, But then when you get down to your kind of Lawrences, your Richardsons, your Tuas, there's weeks that you would play Goff over them, or Rodgers over them, and that's an even bigger headache, I think, that I just don't want.
No, yeah.
You know,
even
but
Herbert has his moments as well. But then he's got Daniel Jones as backup.
I think the Duke start was brilliant as well. I mean, how has he managed to get Bejan and then Garrett Wilson, Devontae Adams, and Calvin Ridley? I mean, that is pretty strong there, you know. And then Sanders right after it as well. So that you know, the main core of the starting team, the 2 running backs, the 3 wide receivers, are going to be scoring points every single week.
Yeah, and then obviously Waller, who could be the number 1 receiver in Giants when they throw the ball. Richardson,
absolutely, with the extra points.
Watson, my man Deontay Johnson after that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's got a good team there. Like,
I think Bigsby as well. I think he could be huge this year. I think he'll start eating into Etienne's carries very, very quickly.
Well, he can't stay fit either, to be honest. So yeah,
and that's you know, I think that's quite a strong team. I mean, as I say, I quite like my start, but I'm not the biggest fan of my bench at the moment. I like that I've picked up Beckham as well for the stack with Jackson. I mean, Beckham was a Jackson signing. He said, go and get Odell Beckham. That's part of, you know, can I get him for me? So it's, yeah, I thought QB is exceedingly important, I would say, in these scoring settings. But I think a tight end's just as important with the way the scoring is, and rightly so, you know, because they're few and far between. So getting the elite one of them could wins and loses games.
And maybe 1 or 2 of the elite linebackers will also help you, because I think they're getting an average of protection of like 19 points in the game.
100%. Yeah, so I think the IDPs will be very important.
Smith, Lucan, Bolton.
Those who done their homework and looked up the IDPs and, you know, and done their studying on the IDPs, because the points come from the points coming, you know, from the tackles and not necessarily the sacks per se. I mean, I'm very much a proponent of it has to be a defensive lineman or a linebacker, because the defensive backs just aren't involved in the game enough for me, you know.
No, they're not, which is a shame, but that's just the way the scoring is. I mean,
and that's it, you know.
Okereke, he scored a stupid amount of tackles last year. So if he does that again, that is a good pickup for Stevie, like. So.
And they add up and add up and add up and add up, you know. And, you know, they get, and you get someone who gets maybe 17, 18 sacks, like, you know, that's 3 points a sack.
Yeah. We've got 4 people watching live. So
4 people.
Hey, so the big one there.
And I've not even had a shave. That's ridiculous.
I know. Well, luckily to get the big screen on, it's a small screen, so they can't tell the difference. So we'll move on to Queen Hill.
Let's see what's going on in here. So 24 quarterbacks went out of here, so that's more sensible as well. 30 quarterbacks in your division.
And 43 defensive players.
So 13 kickers have went here, so someone's got 2 kickers.
Yes.
Which still leaves 19 in the agency. Who will score points week on week on week.
I know. That's the thing. It's not too drastic if you miss a kick. So, yeah, Guy's got 2.
So, this is the first one then without a Burrow Chase stack. The Burrow Chase stack was not made.
No, because Burrow went before it came back to him. But
Burrow went before Chase, it came Wilson, back.
Taylor, Brooklyn Smith. That's a nice start, actually, for Godfather.
At what point do you stop worrying about Taylor?
I know.
It's a funny situation.
I've not actually picked him up in many places. I do love the player, but what's going on? I don't.
I mean, I've got him in a couple of leagues already, and it's I'm exceedingly worried now. I'm not going to lie. It's and the draft capital that you're spending. I mean, actually getting him in. I mean, see, if Taylor comes back, he's an Indianapolis Colts starting running back for week 1, and he's played. You know, then getting him in the 3rd round's an absolute steal.
Yeah,
you know,
I've got him in the family dynasty, but I'm a bit worried. But
Yeah, it's I would be too. Just he's the biggest one for me now. I do think Jacobs will start as a Raiders running back week 1. I think he'll be back in there. I'm less worried about Mixon now. I think anything that comes from him for suspension is going to come next season if it comes at all. With Kamara, well, we know he's got a 3-game suspension. It's only a 3-game suspension, so I'm less worried about him now. It's
he'll come back and score loads of points when he comes back in that offense. Like they will score points.
I think he's still going to be the number 1 when he comes back, and he's going to take, the majority of the plays. So as long as he's not lost a step or two, been injured a lot the last season or two, that could be an absolute mockery getting him in the 6th round, for SBJ. And Ramondre Stevenson, if the Patriots don't pick anyone else up, he's going to have such a big... Well, he's going to have a lot of touches. It's up to him, what he does. But, from last season, you would think... I mean, it'll be the catching back as well. It'll be the absolute workhorse. Unless they go and pick someone else up.
Oh, yeah, he will be like... He's such a good player. But so who do you think's got the best team in that division then?
Oh, I mean, I'm looking... I was quite liking, with Stevenson, Kamara, but and SBJ, but then I'm looking up and down and there's only 4 running backs. One of them's not got a team and one of them's suspended for the first 3 weeks. So yes. That scares me greatly,
Like I said, I've got a message from...
I quite like what Roddy's done there.
So for Daniel, the playoffs for the conference, where the top 3 teams will go through and they'll all go in a big pot in each conference, and they'll combine the score over week 15 and 16 will go, and then the highest team for each conference will play each other in the final. For divisional playoffs, it's the top 3. Well, first year it's going to be the top 3 go in the first division, the next 3 go in the next division, the next 3 going all the way down. Then from year 2, it's the top 3 finishers after the playoffs will get promoted or get demoted. So I hope that answers your question, Dan. But it does tell you in the group chat in your division. So I thought I'd put that one out there. So sorry, Craig.
Top 3 up, bottom 3 down.
Mm-hmm. Basically, yeah. So it'll be like for the relegation, when you win for the bottom half, the winners and the 3rd place will stay in the division, and the last 3 will go down. Because obviously you're playing to stay in the division, you're not going to play to go down.
Absolutely, no, and that keeps you playing.
So then that's the way of doing it. And then obviously the top 3, because you could be the number 1 seed, but lose your semi-final, then you're not going to... I mean, it's the 2 winners and the winner of the 3rd and 4th place.
The 3rd and 4th place playoff. So you get 2 shots at it.
Yeah, so I thought that was easier that way. And obviously, because of the conference one, that'll be done on a spreadsheet. So the top 3 from each conference at week 14 will all go into the... So the top 3 seeding, basically going into your playoffs, will go into the pot for the conference. And they'll play against every team in that conference, like the top 3. So there'll be 12 teams.
12 teams,
and
yeah.
The scores combined over week 15 and 16. The team with the highest score combined will play the winner of the other conference and a head-to-head to win the Scarborough Cup.
Fair enough. And that's for the cup.
Yeah. And obviously, the fixtures have been done for the Rousey Cup, and obviously they start in week 1. The first 6 weeks will be head-to-head against 3 other teams. I'll share that link. I have the fixtures are done, and obviously they'll be playing inter-division, inter-conference. You'll be playing lots of different teams. So once we've gone through this, I can try and find it quickly and put it up.
I mean, it's one of those ones. It's it all sounds so complicated, and it is so complicated, and I'm sure you'll run it very well. But I've seen it in action as the season goes on. That's how we're all going to learn it. That's how we're going to learn how it works, by seeing it in action. This is year 1, and you know, the promotion relegation kicks in year 2, and that's when it gets really interesting. But it'll be great to see it, you know, in action, and we'll all learn how it works as it goes along, I'm sure.
Well, the thing with the Rousey Cup, you don't have to do anything. You just pick your team like a normal week.
Just pick your team, and that's what you do every week. You just pick your team like a normal week, and you'll
like
keep us up to date with who we're playing on the wee bonus things.
Because I'll have the spreadsheet, and we can share it in the weekly bit, or I can have the ticker result with the scores for the Rousey Cup each week.
Yeah.
While we're doing the podcast, so it's a bit of a pain typing it all up, but it was fun to do. So.
Listen, you bought us all into this, right? Don't you start your rubbish with me now, pal, right? You suckered us all into this nonsense. You knew how hard work it. We warned you. We said, Johnny, don't be silly. Don't just nice and easy at first. And you suckered us all in, and let's go. You know, none of this is It's a lot of work nonsense. I'm not having it.
It's a lot of work, and I'm loving it. You know what I mean? The trophy's behind me, that's ready to go. I think at the end of the pre-season, hopefully the helmets will get made up and set up, so they'll all be here.
Yeah, I'm one of them, I've got to say.
And obviously there's a different helmet for each division, different colours. So it's not as if you get the same helmet for winning each division. There'll be a different... So you could potentially, the idea is start at the bottom and win your way up, and then you'll get 4 different helmets after 4 years.
Yeah.
Which is quite cool, a collector's thing, like. So might get boring winning the first division all the time, like, you know.
No, I'm sure whoever does will cope. I know it won't be me. I'll be just trying to stay in whatever division I end up landing in this season, I'm sure, because but we'll see how it goes. But while you've been telling us about the rules and stuff, I've been having a look. I'm going to throw my hat in the ring and say Roddy number 1 is my favourite for this. My favourite for this division. I'd really like. I'm Swift, not so much, but I really like what he's done everywhere else. And Hodgkins very, very late could be a steal. Osborne, as you know, we like Osborne, and Ford coming up. I mean, he could be the backup to Chubb.
He will be the backup, yeah. And Sanders will get the kicks to Miami.
So he's got the Chubb handcuff there as well, you know. So I do like that. I'm a wee bit worried that there's only five running backs there, but there will be running backs that pop up in the, you know, that there always is a couple of running backs that no one's really heard of before the season starts. Apart from Doug, he'll tell you in week 6 when the guy's done like 20 points, he always had his eye on him and he knew who he was, you know. But the rest of us is the rest are. You know, you never heard of them, and boom, there they come. They will be in agencies, is what I'm getting at. Yeah, I like 7 rings as well. I think that's a great side too. I like the Hudson Smith stack. You know, it's AJ Brown had such a big year last year that you have to think they're going to double team him a lot. And when these get inevitably, that leaves space for Smith. You know, and all the talk out of camp is Ridley's absolutely flying. So he could be massive this year.
Obviously, after you've got that Keenan Godwin, but I like Godwin.
Do you know my problem with God? Do you know what my problem? I mean, it's not that I'm unkeen per se. You know, I was never. You know, I always hated Tom Brady, so I didn't like him when Tom Brady was there, so I never picked him up. But it's not even that. It's the what quarterback's going to be thrown to him, and that offensive line is utter dire mince. The quarterback is just going to get crushed, and Godwin's also got Mike Evans to deal with, you know?
Yeah.
And that's what I don't like about Godwin this year.
I do like Slayton with the last pick.
Yeah, so that.
He will get the catches, so that's a good one.
And he's
probably will be the starting quarterback for at least 3 weeks.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But as I say, I really like Bigsby as well. I think he'll be getting touches from the get-go.
Yeah. And Foreman, he'll get his touches. DJ Chark, is he with Carolina as well now? Did he go to Carolina?
Yeah, it's Carolina. He went to, I'm sure it was.
Mingo and Clark. Pierce hopefully had a better season than last year because he flashed a wee bit but didn't do much. Yeah, that's a good. I like Fryermuth. He'll get the targets. I think we'll get the targets as well. So the
Muth will do well. Yeah, that's a solid team. But I'm going with Roddy for the title. There you go. That's my hat's in the ring.
I'll go
Don't let
7
me
rings.
down,
Then.
Roddy.
So we'll go against each other. I'll go 7 rings.
Right, fair enough.
We should have done it for the other divisions actually, but we can do that back then. Then we'll have a recording to see who we had, and see how wrong we actually are. So we're on to Mill Head. So they're on the 20th round with 1, 2,
20th
3,
round. So we're nearly done. Nearly there.
So they'll hopefully be done next week. So tomorrow. But yeah, they've obviously Joe has been quite hard to get a hold of sometimes for his picks, but he does go on eventually. But you better WhatsApp him. Gary was auto pick a bit for his defensive players. Remember when he was at Silverstone?
Oh, so he was, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, it's a nice start from Matt Jefferson, Olabi, Burrow, Judy, Parsons.
Yeah, can't complain at that. Judy's one of these ones where he lives and dies by. Was Russell Wilson last year anomaly? Was it Hackett's fault? Because if Wilson's back, then Judy's a steal. But if he's not, then
well, that's the thing.
You wouldn't want anywhere near the Broncos if he's not.
Well, does Pete know that he let Russell go? Get what I mean? Because Russell was a bit of a. Yeah.
I love what Jay's done there, right in the middle there from Addison, Johnson, Tony, and Davies. Then Sky Moore a couple of rounds later. The word out of their camp is Sky Moore's going to be probably the number 1 this year.
Well, obviously he's got a nice 1-2, but then picking Fields at 3, like you say, it's going to give a bit of a
that's criminal.
A headache.
Sorry, that is just so criminal. That I will be picking up on that in the weeklies a lot. I think
the running backs are a bit. Okay, you've got Gibbs. You don't know what he's actually fumbled a couple of times in the practice. And he'll be the starter just now, but he might not be the starter until Javon is fully.
I love TJ Watt. I've got to say, I love TJ Watt. I think if he stays fit, he should be a points machine. He's a sack machine, and he's
a monster. That boy, yeah.
So I think I love that pickup. I really do. And it's I love what he's done down the middle there. But as you say, Hudson Fields, what a headache that is. That's just a headache I don't want.
You're going to love that one each week. Like, I know you are.
I've got enough stress in my life without having to worry about what quarterback I'm starting because they're both going to score 30 odd points.
James has got a nice start though. He's got Jackson, Brown, Walker, Samuel, Pierce, Warner, Pittman, White, Schultz.
Yeah, I mean, Pierce didn't even suit up this week, so he is a bona fide number 1, really, isn't he? Because Singletary was out there, but Pierce was not.
Pierce was a beast before he got injured. It's just, people just bouncing off him. I mean,
do you know my only issue with him? Do you know my only issue with him this year? And it's the same issue I've got with Walker as well. And it's a year 2, the sophomore jips. They seem to, the running backs, they seem to always kind of falter a bit in year 2, and then they kick out, the ones that are really have good rookie years, they falter in year 2, and then they kick on again year 3, 4, and that just scares me with sophomore backs, I have to say. Not that I don't think will do well, they will, but they just won't be as explosive as they were year 1, I don't think, and defences know them now.
Yeah. Charbonnet will cut into Walker as well, though, because he'll use both of them.
Yeah, you would definitely. But I mean, Walker was an absolute beast last year. He really was. I mean, if him and Pierce are anything, even 90% of what they were last year, that then they'll score him a ton of points. And with Jackson, Brown, Samuel, Pittman, I mean, as you say, that's a cracking start.
But obviously,
White's the number 1 as well. White will be a very rare bell cow as well. There's no many bell cows out there now. Most are committees, but who's going to take carries off him in Tampa?
And I think Danny started off Cup, St. Brown, Stevenson, Dobbins, Amari Cooper, and then stacking it up with Watson and CJ Mosley, who's a tackle machine, and they have a good defense. Evan Ingram, if you remember, is out to catch a ball. Johan Dotson, who was really good when he was on the field. Clever as he would be. Yeah, that was the thing. When he was on the field, he was brilliant, but getting him on the field. That's different at the end, though, but he starts off really well for the first 10 rounds. So he's got his basis of his starting lineup being there.
I tell you, I've heard a lot of chat about Achene as well for the Dolphins being, that could be he could have a big year this year. There's talk that he's been doing really well too, and our Shawnee's in this one as well, Shawnee Douglas. So let's Mr. Tight End Lovers picked up Andrews, the Muth, and Waller. I mean, you could play all three of them. You could play them in the flex. You could play those two in the flex, especially with the extra points, So
definitely. He's got a nice cook sitting in Myers there, and Lazard picking up.
You know what he'll be doing though? He'll be wanting to trade Waller for like Bijan or Eckler or something like that in a couple of weeks,
Just anybody that's dealing a trade with Sean, make sure you check your back pocket for your wallet, because you head for now and you're thinking you have a good trade and you realise you've just been shafted. So there you go. How do you feel about Jordan Love?
It's a difficult one. It is a difficult one because I am very, very, very quietly confident. So I want to be quietly confident. Do you know what I mean? I want to be quietly confident. I don't want to talk about it because it could make me look foolish. But I think he's going to do just fine. I think I don't think he'll absolutely knock out the park year one, but I don't think we'll be awful either. I wouldn't be surprised if we scraped into the playoffs. I really wouldn't. I'm going to throw that out there.
Well, they've got good young receivers, so there's a good young team.
Exactly, and if they get and they've got a decent offensive line in front of them, Bakhtari's back.
For how long?
It's a good line in front of him. So, and he's got two cracking running backs as well. I don't think we're going, and I think the defense is going to be better than it has been this year. So, I'm quietly hopeful because we're not meant to do anything.
Yeah, there you go. Everett's comment there, Moss and Danny.
Oh, listen, every time I look at it, this is the problem with doing this as well. I look at other teams and think, why doesn't mine look like that?
Well, that's the thing. Obviously, we've got our man Joe on the 12 pick. He started off with Eckler, Chubb, and Herbert, and Metcalf, Goddard, and Luke on. That's a bloody good start too. And he's also picked up Okereke, so that's the tackling machine team he's got. Getting Rodgers late on as well to cover Herbert when Herbert goes a bit bonkers and breaks another rib or two. Adam Thielen in the end zone, which good little targets because he can't run very fast. If it's only 5-yard passes, it'll be all right. But he's gone for Elliott too, so maybe he's been copying your board there. And he's picked up Hufanga as well at the end, and Dawson Knox in the last pick's a good pick for a tight end. So.
I'd honestly, I think Dawson Knox where he's going is absolute steal. I don't even think he went in my league. I think he's in my agency, but and I know everyone's loving Kincaid and rookie and tight end. It's just the two don't go together.
Well, that's But so Michael Thomas who might not play, but I would be a bit worried about wide receivers, to be honest. Obviously, Godwin could be good on the quarterback. Burks might be okay, but they don't like to throw the ball. Zay Jones will be a good to start until Williams comes back. Provided Goff keeps him thrown like he was. So
I think Zay Jones will be just fine. I mean, he's a decent receiver, and he's going to be wide open because the coverage goes elsewhere.
Yeah, it's hard to get.
I think he'll be fine.
I like Hubbard as well because he's a hard runner. I've always liked Chuba Hubbard. So
I really like what
round is good.
I really like what Rob done at the start as well. I keep getting drawn to whoever's got Kelsey, but Kelsey and then Garrett Wilson's just going to. I mean, with Rodgers thrown to him, he's going to have such a good year. Pollard, if Zeke doesn't go back, Pollard's the workhorse. He's a catching back as well, and backs get extra for catches as well, don't they?
Yes.
Yeah. I think they get a little bit. Is it 0.25 or something?
Probably do. I'll double check.
I'm pretty sure they do. I'm pretty sure they get something. But then Ridley. I really like Ridley for this season. I think he's going to be really big. Watson's our bomb man, so you know, he'll get his share, he'll get his yards, and he'll get his touchdowns, you know. And then, well, Prescott's, yeah, I mean, Prescott will do. If Prescott can be, they're going to throw the ball a lot. I know that they say they're not, but they're going to throw the ball a lot. He's got a lot of weapons there. If Prescott can be half the player that the Cowboys think he is, he'll score really well. And he has done well in fantasy before, Prescott.
Yeah, he's a good fantasy player, yeah, but there you go. So for
Yes.
basically for running backs, it's a 1.5 a catch. Wide receivers 1.25 and tight ends 2.
Aye, so they get an extra 0.25.
No, they get an extra 0.5. So in total, they'll get 1.5 per catch. Receivers will get 1.25.
Aye, so they get 2.25 more than the receiver. 1.25 for the receiver.
Yeah, and the running back is 1.5.
Yeah, so yeah, but you know, so it's extra points for the catching back. So that's why Pollard will be huge, I think. Stevenson as well, because he's going to be catching him out the backfield in New England, and all Matt Jones can do is knock them down, you know, pass to the side. So he'll get plenty enough. But yeah, as I say, I do like, and then I think, I mean, Connor going in the 7th round. You know, he's been going in 8th. I've seen him going in the 9th round in some drafts, James Conner, and he's going to get 20 touches a game. And I know it's the Cardinals, and I know they've not got a good line, but he's still going to get 20 touches a game. He's going to surely, until he gets hurt, obviously.
Yeah. Just had a message from Stephen Grote. I'm Stephen, nobody wants my chat, so they taught me to get on.
oh no.
It's okay, I've turned it off for safe for kids. You can swear all you want.
Safe for kids. Turn on the warning.
Yeah, it's not safe for kids. That's why it's safe for you to come on, Grote, all you want.
And then, I mean, I like what Moss has done at the start, but again, it worries me that 4 running backs and one of them's and I know that Algier done really well last year, but A, it's the year 2 sophomore yips that I don't like, and B, Bijan is just such a beast. I mean, what's he looking like?
Yeah.
He just looks like he's going to be, and it looks like he'll be able to be a workhorse, you know. So I just don't know how much Algier's going to get, and you've still got Patterson there as well.
Yeah, Patterson will get touches, and even obviously Lawrence could have a good year, but then if he has a bad week, you can't really rely on Wilson to have a good week because he might have a bad week too. So both your quarterbacks could knacker you.
Well, I mean, you're going when you go Lawrence, when you're taking Lawrence in the 4th round, you're playing Lawrence. That's just, I mean, Wilson's a backup. I get, you know. I mean, you know, I don't take one. How many? Oh, we don't know how many quarterbacks, but you know, Wilson's just going to sit on the bench. He's not playing. Lawrence is going to start every week for Moss, I would imagine, because you don't take him in the 4th round and then put him on your bench. But it's Barkley, Harris, and Sanders. If one of them goes down, he's relying on the other 2. You know, the other 2 are locked in.
There's 27 starters so far. So I've just been counting. There's 27 quarterbacks picked so far. Because you haven't noticed that Sean's picked 3.
3 quarterbacks. Do you know why he does? I know what he's doing. No, I know his game. He's wanting 3 quarterbacks so as he can trade them.
Probably.
He's wanting to trade. 3 quarterbacks, 3 tight ends. He's chasing trades. And he's thinking he's taking Stafford in the 16th round and someone's going to be desperate enough to throw him someone that they've picked up in the 8th or 9th a couple of weeks into the season when their quarterback's doing rubbish, you know?
Yeah, so that's why
I know his game.
Yeah.
I'd be a wee bit worried for if I was Tino as well. Where, you know, I mean, Richardson could be absolutely amazing, and of course the defenses don't know him that well, so he's going to have that kind of bump as well when he gets on his high horse with his feet.
That's where Sean could be shopping there. Let's say if Richardson starts off bad and CJ starts off bad, Sean will be knocking on his door.
You know, and that's the thing, because it's 2 rookie quarterbacks, you know, and that would worry me. I mean, the rest of that team looks absolutely solid as a rock, and I do love that it's, you know, 4 running backs and 3 wide receivers in the first 7 rounds. I love that tactic.
Yeah, he's got
and look at them.
Yeah.
You know,
Even
Diggs, Higgins, McLaurin, absolute bona fide. You know, Diggs and McLaurin, the bona fide number ones, and Higgins has got chasing the other side, getting double teamed, and would be a number one in most teams. You know, and then Bijan, Etienne, and Mattison, and then Jamal Williams.
I remember we will be having the Robinson watch to see if he picks the wrong one. And I did say 1 week that Brian Robertson would have more points than Bijan Robertson at least once this season.
Do you know? I think you're right, to be honest. And the Robinson watch, yeah. But I mean, I think in round 10 he has a steal as well. I mean, have the Commanders not pretty much come out and said that Gibson's going to be the passing back?
I think he had 3 catches yesterday for 33 yards, Gibson, and Robertson didn't have any targets. So there you go.
Yeah, so he's a catching back, but it means that Robertson's going to be the workhorse on the ground, you know. So I think he'll do just fine. I think getting him in round 10 is a steal as well, because I think he's going to get 12, 15 touches in a game.
And I picked up Rodriguez in a couple of rookie drafts as well, because I thought he could be in, because he's meant to be a good player too. So
yeah, I've got him in a couple of rookie drafts
too. And a few best balls,
you know,
late on.
He's the type of one that's sitting in everybody's every single one of these divisions. He's sitting in the agency, and he has a potential pickup in a few weeks' time. You know, if he starts getting touches and they're the types of backs that you're looking for in agency. That's why I like to have enough in my team first and foremost, you know, because the quarterbacks are those bona fide starters there. The tight ends are bona fide starters in the agency. The kickers, well, you can have your pick.
Cool. Right. Well, we'll have a prediction, even though they're not finished the draft. Who do you think is going to win this division then? Because we're already on 50 minutes.
I would like to put a caveat that if Jacob starts the season, I quite like Bishy's team, so I'm going to go with Bishy if Jacobs makes the start of the season.
Cool. So, and if he doesn't start?
If he doesn't start, I know I said I don't like the two rookie receivers, the two rookie quarterbacks, and I don't, but I love the start. I love the backbone of that team of Tino's. So I'm going to take Tino's if Jacobs doesn't make week 1.
Well, I'll go for Danny. I like his start as well. And Watson just has to be decent with it like that. And he does like throwing the ball to Cooper. Mosley as a defensive player is good. If Ingram plays like he did last year, he's awesome. And you only need Goff to play well. And I think it's week 5. Then you could just let Watson carry all the rest. So
absolutely.
Yeah, Danny's got a good team. So, and obviously he's got
I like
Reed at the end
well.
there. So yeah, he has a good team.
And it's and that's a good handcuff there with Mostert and Action as well. You know,
yeah,
I like that. Yeah, good pick. I like that.
So, we'll see. We'll have to pick this back and keep track of what we're actually picking, because we're not that organised. So we'll nip on to Happy Valley, which is
it's not a very Happy Valley, is it? It's only in round 18.
But I think it doesn't help that this one's got a couple of different time zones.
Yeah, I've got it. Listen, that's what happens. It's the nature of the beast. We've got 2 weeks left to get them picked.
Craig's been a bit AWOL now and again, because it is obviously he went auto pick last round and he's still no picked this round. But it is like county show week, which is like the farming week, or they have all the shows all week. So it's Doomby show on Thursday, so all the young ones go there and get pissed. Carry on Friday. And then it was county show the day, so they'll all be in the beer tents and that drinking all night again. So unless you're working, obviously. But
you're giving backs through a hard on, we better move on.
Well, I can't remember who won best sheep and best cow and that, but if he goes on the Arcadian on Facebook, you'll find them all there. And that'll be him sorted for the night.
He's already looking. He's got his phone in his hand now. He's away.
Oh, Doug.
But yeah. So what have we got? Let's have a wee look at what's in here. I like what Lemony Fresh has done here with Jackson first up, and then Eckler, Jacobs, Hall, Dobbins. I love that again. Just getting the running backs in, getting those running backs is
and 2 nice receivers,
massive,
even though the rookies to start, and 3 are Murph.
Yeah, that's kind of where I start going off. And I don't mind one rookie, but they're not all going to go well. And then you've got Rice there as well, and then Meyer down the bottom.
It starts off well.
It's
so
that,
Green,
but I do love that.
Job. That's not a bad start for Green.
And he got Metcalf back to him in the third, which so bugged me that I didn't. I was so annoyed that Metcalf didn't come back to me in the third. I so wanted him to. But that's a great start.
So apart from the lack of running back, Smith started quite well with Hill, Lamb, Higgins, Hogginson, McLaren, and Watson. You got Wilson in the 14th and Stafford in the 17th for the 2 quarterbacks, and he's got plenty of running backs. They're just not starters.
Yeah, I mean, there is loads of running backs here, but yeah, I mean, yeah, do you know that wee Jet Boy? He looks like he might be okay. That wee Jet Boy, and if they don't go and pick up, if they don't get Cook, if Cook doesn't come in, and it's just Hall, he could get some touches off. Carter, he could easily beat Carter out for number 2.
Yeah, apparently he's done well in training camp, but yeah. It's a shame because I like Carter, but he can't stay healthy either. That's a problem.
They just don't seem to. The Jets just don't seem to like him.
No,
I think Suarez Power's going to need some heavy work done in the running backs. Swift, too, I don't think is going to get anything in Philadelphia at all. Jamal Williams in the 12th, man, that's huge.
Yeah, but what's he going to get when you've got Kamara back? And,
of course,
yeah. Running back forward.
He's going to get 3 weeks of being number 1, but it's the touchdowns. It's you hand him the ball inside the 5-yard line and you score. It's that simple, So why would
a lot of teams do the same with Kamara though? Ken Kamara's pretty good at that too.
Yeah, but it's a bruising role though. You want to keep Kamara fresh. I think Jamal Williams will still get the goal line work, but you're going to have to start him because Johnston, whilst he does look quite good in Chicago, and I've got him in a lot of rookie drafts as well. So
I'm starting. No,
he's not going to be a starter straight away, but he could take the job come kind of week 8, 9, 10. I could easily see that. But then you've got Ford who's the backup.
Yeah,
and it's. It's you start, and then you're going to be going up against Eckler, Jacobs, Hall, and Dobbins, or you're going to be going up against Barkley and Chubb and Mixon. It's kind of, it's that just worries me,
Again, obviously, I like the start of B-dubs with Jefferson, Adams, Etienne, Kittle, Watson, Sanders. But there isn't one here that stands out. Obviously, you've got Mark with Trey Kelsey, Brown, Pollard, Lawrence, Jones. Ayuk is probably one of the better.
Yeah, and Waller's easy enough to slip into a flex role. And Tyler Lockett going in the 8th round. I mean, why is Tyler Lockett going so late in drafts? And I'm guilty of this. I'm guilty of just completely overlooking him and not even thinking about putting him on my team. But I mean, year after year after year after year, he gets, close to 1,000 yards. He gets 7-8 touchdowns minimum. He hits the big plays. Yes, he's quiet in some weeks, but how's he going so late in drafts? Brandon Cooks. He's caught so many balls wherever he's been. He's now in a really good side that are going to throw the ball a lot, and he's going in the 11th round.
I know. I've got him in a few long places as well. And Harris, he was on the field today, I think, for the first time for quite a while. They got Myers, who'll be in the slot. Beckham could have a good game. Warren, he'll get the catches.
Absolutely. It's I like that side. Yep, I think what Eddie Boods has done as well, from the as E1 Kick says, it said it's difficult from number 1, right? You get your top player, you get your number 1, you get Jamar Chase, or you get Justin Jefferson, sorry. But then you've got such a long wait for it to come back, and you see superstar after superstar after superstar go, and you're thinking, you know, all of those. I'll bet you he was hoping Amin-Ra came back. I'll bet you he was hoping Waddle came back, Olave came back, and he got Devontae Adams, which is great.
It's not a bad backup, then. Like Etienne on the turn, so I might have
and that's it. But now you're on the turn. But now you're on the turn, and you just see. I hate picking on the turn. I really do. You just see the amount of guys that I let go through me, thinking he will come back, and they just never make it. It's painful.
I know myself. I probably wouldn't have taken Etienne. I would maybe go on Henry.
Me too. To be honest, I would have went Pollard. I could. You know, I would have went Pollard before that. I would have went Stevenson before that. I would have went Jacobs before that. I would have taken the risk that he would be back.
Look at that. 3-11. Then Metcalf. So very happy valley
that's a happy valley and a half.
But obviously he's got.
As I say, I was dying from.
But he's got a Hunt. He's not got a team at the moment, so he's only got 2 starting running backs to start the season: Sanders and Etienne.
Yeah, that's a problem.
I better cover them in cotton wool for the preseason, or it will be torture for the start of the year.
It's in fact, you know what? It's the 3 quarterback thing again. I'm sorry, I can't get over 3 quarterbacks. They will be an agency, people. I mean, what you can only play one of them. It's like Watson, Rodgers, Goff. They're all going to score really well some weeks and probably most weeks. And why are you picking 3?
There you go, Evan. That one's for you. You can reply to Craig on there. You replied to your last one. So.
But yeah, it's sorry, it's 3 quarterbacks. Ooh. But moving along. So, Gatch has got some good running backs in there too. You know, it's Bijan, Stevenson, Mattison, who's the number 1. Penny's going to get the carries by the looks of it. Bigsby's looks very good. Mossart's is starting number 1. I mean, however long he stays fit, and then wherever Zeke lands.
Yeah,
Zeke in the 18th. Actually, that is a proper steal.
Yeah.
But that's a good running back.
Catch, but it's a tough. You can't. We could.
I like the stack.
This one. What?
I like the Herbert Allen stack. I've got to say, I really like that stack because Herbert's fit now. And Allen's always been his favourite receiver, and if Herbert stays fit the whole year, that's an absolute points machine. That stack.
Allen Lazard, I think he will have a good year. I just think he will. I like Allen Lazard.
You know, I mean, Rodgers insisted that they go out and get him, and they went out and they got him. But I mean, he never went to him that often in Green Bay. You know, and he's went and got Brock Cobb in as well in there as 2. And
I don't understand
he should have a good year, but it's just one of those ones where I'm not convinced. Because I think it's going to be. I think Wilson's going to have a massive year with Rodgers thrown to him because he's a long ball.
Yeah, but then Wilson will be getting double teamed a lot, which might open up Lazard. Lazard was the number 1 last year. And maybe he's not restricted for the number 1, but if the number 2.
Yeah, I mean.
But then you've also got they've got Michael Hardman. Well, he makes the team.
So they did, yeah. And I mean, there are others there as well. They've still got what's the other
Corey
guy's
Davis.
Name? Corey Davis. That's exactly who I'm looking for.
Who disappeared? He just disappeared, and he was a good player for a couple of years ago. So yeah, they've got the targets, and they've got. Is it Tyler Conklin, the tight end?
Yeah, Tyler Conklin. Yeah, you'll need to do more than capitalise on those wide receivers. By the way, you first start thinking about what one you're going to trade for a back. Sorry, I just seen the comment.
Yeah.
Couple of kickers away already here before the 18th as well. We've got McPherson out and we've got Tucker out.
Well, the usual
I get one for Tucker.
Yeah, McPherson wasn't as good last year because he missed a few misses, but the year before he was awesome. So.
Yeah, I mean, but Tucker can kick from 60 yards, you know, and there's no many that can do that. So I could get going for him nice and early, but yeah, the rest of them, they're all much of a muchness. It's for me, I literally pick a different kicker every week, just about based on who they're playing.
Well, make sure
I
you
am
only bid
constantly in an agency for kicker.
Make sure you only bid $1 though. You don't want it to run out of money, and you can't pick anybody up in week 13 and 14.
Yeah, but see, if you run out of money, can you not still pick someone up after the first agency when it's open?
Yeah, I'm thinking I might open it up. Like it'll be daily waivers, but on a Sunday after the waivers, it'll be open. I think to help people that have got players. Because I don't want you moaning in my lug again about because you didn't get anybody in free agency and you're stuck without a player.
Aye,
While I'm
you've got to be able to pick them up
at
least on the Sunday, you know, so everyone's got who they wanted by paying for them, and then on the Sunday it's open for you can pick up for free.
Is that for the tight gets like yourself?
The crap that's left. I just suppose if you do go and bid to and you've spent your budget, and then all of a sudden your quarterback gets down in week 13, you know, and it's
it'll be free agency will be locked on a Tuesday to give everybody a chance to recover and start looking open and open again on a Wednesday. But it'll be maybe on a Thursday, be waivers to free agency, locked on a Friday, then waivers Saturday, waivers to free agency Sunday. But then when it comes to the games on a Saturday night, I'll probably, if somebody reminds me, I'll open it up to waivers to free agency on a Saturday too.
Yeah.
For like the late games in the playoffs, but we don't need that just now. So
no, and it's of course, but it's the waiver wire and the dollars is so as you can bid big to get the players that you're after, the players that you really want, and that everyone's going to be after. It's who's got the biggest stones to put the biggest down. But once you've lost, there's still got to be a way of getting in there and getting someone, even when you've not got a penny to spend. Otherwise, it wouldn't be like the real NFL, Johnny, because they can just go and pick up anyone at any time, even though they're over budget and stuff for some reason, So
yeah, well, somebody said about doing a league like that, we have to do the budget, and the player was like, "No, I've not got time to do all that." Because I don't knock many leagues back, but that was definitely one of them. Right, so we are cutting into an hour and a bit. Graham will probably be sleeping on boredom by now. So I know it's still early, but who do you think is going to win this one? Because we'll probably going to do another draft one. Unless you want to come back next week and do a final draft one.
Yeah, absolutely. If you would,
we'll wait for this to finish then, and then we'll wait for the division to finish. We'll come back and do a final draft.
Well, no, I can already see the one that I like in this one. I'm going for Gatchis in this one because provided that doesn't do anything stupid like go and pick up another 2 quarterbacks or something like that. I like the Herbert Allen stack, and I love what he's got at back.
Well, I'll go for, just so we don't go for the same, a toss up between. No, he's got 3 quarterbacks. I'm going to have to go Mark with Travis Kelce, Brown, Pollard, Lawrence to start.
Yeah, I like that pick as well. That was
I do think Everett, the good chance Everett, if he can get over the bad start with Kamara missing and Hunt finds a team, might still make the playoffs. But Postlive's got a good team. I think he's altered the last couple of rounds, so we don't know what's going to happen there. Chris is always a bit canny. He's got some nice running backs too.
Yeah, that's
So yeah, between Mark and Chris, and we know what Craig's like. He's a bit of a canny player, Craig Drever.
Oh yes, he is. He is. I know it's he's far from out of it. That's for sure. But yeah,
I'll go with Mark, and you're going with
Gatch. I'm going with
Gatch. Is good.
Yeah, I like that team.
We can never agree on something, so I do have to pick a different team. That's why I always give you the first choice.
Absolutely.
So we'll go on to Maze Howe, which was the second division finished. I thought they were leading for a long way, and obviously they faltered a bit, and then we overtook them.
But at the end,
so they've got 25 quarterbacks picked in this division and 37 defensive players. Got only 9.
25 quarterbacks. So they, even with 25 quarterbacks went out, not one single team has everyone's got 2 quarterbacks and one person's got 3 quarterbacks, and there's still 7 starting quarterbacks in the agency.
Yeah, so yeah, Dylan's got Herbert, Young, and Jones.
The defence rests, Your Honour.
Well, Dylan's a Giants fan. That's probably why he picked up Jones and Thibodeau
Well,
and Robinson. He's
it's
hoping the Giants and Barkley to start. So yeah, he's got a bit of a Giants stack, that one. So, yeah. But I bet he's got like Barkley, Dix, Etienne, Herbert, Waller, DJ Moore, Addison. It's a nice start to his team as well.
I like that start, and then I absolutely love that start, actually. Barkley, Diggs, Etienne, Herbert, Waller. Did you see DJ Moore's touchdown tonight?
I never saw it. No, I've been busy before I got on. But
what? Check down by Fields, 45 yards, straight through them all, touchdown.
Yeah, well, they do reckon that Fields is going to throw the ball a lot of the years, so that'll take the legs out a bit. But we'll see. But he's got some nice receivers. I still like Claypool, so they've got 3 good receivers.
You know, I'm a big Claypool fan, but I just think he's going to get lost in that offense. I really do. I think I think Mooney's still going to get a little bit of it. I think that young rookie boy that they've brought in looks really good. I just think, and I love Claypool, you know I do, and I've got him in leagues, but I worry that he's going to get lost in that offense.
Well, there's a good chance of that.
I really do. But yeah, it's. I tell you, I like this. Yeah, I mean the Bears' offense will be explosive. It will be absolutely massive, but I just don't see Claypool being a massive part of that. Unfortunately, I hope he is. I hope I'm wrong, but I know that they're saying that Fields is going to throw the ball a lot more. But see, when you've got legs like that, you take off. You just do. That's what as soon as you see the gap, you're off. You're away. And I know they're going to plan for him to throw the ball a lot more, but he'll scramble as well. As soon as he sees a gap, he'll take it.
He will, yeah.
So, I mean, it does worry me they're going to be pretty good this season, and with the Lions looking pretty good as well. The only one I'm not worried about is the Vikings this year. It's the other two I'm exceedingly worried about, which is different from the last, kind of 15 years or so. But yeah, so the Bears, I do think he still will run a lot.
Yes. Yeah, but yeah, it's. You never
Christian
know what
McCaffrey going third here. This must be
Robinson going second.
Yeah, Robinson going second.
That was a shock. I like that. Robinson, Malabi, Gibbs, Judy.
I like Will's start there. Yeah. CMC, Smith, Pollard, Allen, Cooper, Watson, Ingram, Williams, Cooks, Penny, Thomas, Mitch, all the way through round 12 without touching a quarterback or a defensive player, or picked up one tight end, the rest are all backs and receivers. My kind of draft.
I like Jim at number 1 with Jefferson, Hurts, Jacobs, Walker, McLaren, Fryermuth, White, Montgomery, Evans, Dalvin Cook if he gets a team.
Yeah.
Elijah Moore. Even
love it
Cousins
as well.
With the 12. That is there's some good teams in this. How the hell did Dallas get so many good teams?
I know. And it's apparently Dubs and Love are getting on real well.
Mm-hmm. I bet Dubs love.
A bit of Dubs love, yeah. I love a bit of Dub. But yeah, they're certainly they're getting on well. Yeah, that from the turn as well. That's a great effort from the turn, I have to say. Because I love Montgomery for this season as well. Dalvin Cook will get a team. Dalvin Cook will get a team. And when he does get a team, he will be a workhorse. I'm trying to convince myself here, by the way.
Oh, you've got him. Yeah. I know. I do like, obviously, yeah, it's there's some nice teams.
Great work from the turn there.
They're going to go. Hill, Allen, Stevenson, Ridley, Jones, Hopkins, Godwin, Njoku, Davis, Kamara on the 11th, the 10th.
Yeah, that's at the 10th. Kamara on the 10th. Things.
That's pretty good. Like when he picked up Stafford in the second last pick for his second QB.
I love the start. I love Hill, Allen, Stevenson, Ridley, Jones.
Hopkins.
I'm not convinced on Hopkins, I've got to say. I can't be doing with Godwin. I think he's just going to be a nothing this year. I really do.
Well, that's
one I'm hanging my hat on.
So.
And
Yes.
Njoku could be sneaky good back. You know, he's one of those ones that's threatened to break out for so long. And you know what it's like with these tight. Sometimes it takes the tight ends a lot. You know, they're in the league for 3-4 years, and then all of a sudden, boom! I'm hoping Komet's going to have that year this year because
The thing with Njoku though, Njoku's got to get out of his own way. He's a bit of a knob.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You're not going to watch it, so it doesn't matter. But he gets in his own way. He's such a good player, but he does something that pisses off the coaches.
He thinks too much of himself.
Yeah, but it's just a lot of players think that. There are too many bangs to the head, I think. Are treated too well in college.
To be fair, you do have to be a bit crazy to be a tight end. So you know, you gotta give them that at least. You know, if you're not a little bit crazy, you can't be a tight end.
Yeah, well, that's true. Yeah, but then they've got there's a good start to his team.
There's a lot of tight ends out here. You know, there's plenty of teams have got 3 tight ends.
28 tight ends. That might be the most.
28 tight ends.
28, yeah.
Yeah, there's quite a few
kickers, so there's still a few places to go.
I mean, I do understand it with the tight ends because with the extra points for the catches, you know, my problem with it is they don't get too many. Aside from the proper elite, they don't get too many catches. You know, they might get the odd one. They'll get 2. 1 week they'll score 25 points, and then the next 3 weeks they'll score 3, 2, and 5. And see the week that they had 23 points, they're on your bench. And then see the week that they get 3, 4, 5, you brought them in because you got 23 points. You know,
that'll be your team too. But yeah, no, obviously you've got the
points. Are heartbreaking.
You've got the little points for the first downs, like running back, tight end, wide receiver, and quarterback. But you've got to bear in mind though, if you're getting the goal line touch and score a touchdown, that doesn't classify as a first down. That's a touchdown. So it's not as if you get a point for the first. So it's because we weren't sure last year when I did that in another league, but that's how that one works out. So it caught a few people out thinking they got extra points, but they didn't because it wasn't their first down.
There's another absolutely massive freaking headache, man. Scotty Wolfking has got Rodgers and Goff.
Yeah.
I mean, that's stressful from like Monday. That's like, who am I going to start, Rodgers or Goff? That's stressful from Monday. That's not even like a Friday stress. That's a Monday stress, that.
Well, I would probably start Rodgers until the weather got really, really bad, and then I'd probably just switch to indoors for Goff. Goff at home is really good. Goff away
Goff's
from home,
going to make you look foolish so often, and Rodgers will have. There will be weeks when he doesn't knock it out the park, you know, and they use Hall a lot, and you know there will be
when the weather's bad.
I don't think not today. I don't think Rodgers is an auto start over Goff.
Okay. And, well, the last thing you slagged off Rodgers, he won the Super Bowl, so shut up. I didn't want the Jets to win.
I'm not slagging him off by any manner of means. He's 37 years old now, and they've got a cracking running back squad. They've got a great defense that will win him a lot of games. I just think there'll be weeks where he doesn't explode. You know, when they're winning 27-3 or 27-20, you know, when they're miles up, they're just going to start handing the ball off.
Did Goff win an away game last year at all?
They lost. They bet the Packers. Shut up.
Was that no? But was that at Lambeau or was that in?
It doesn't matter because the bet's in the other one too.
No, but just saying, I think if he did, that was maybe the only away game that he won last year. The rest of the other games were at home.
They lost so many 1 point game, one score games. It's untrue though. They were very unlucky last season.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but he didn't win many away from home. That's what I'm saying.
No.
So yeah.
But one player part that you know he might have. Do you know who else I'm really liking the look of this year? And it looks like who's been doing really well in camp and who the quarterback's fallen in love with a little bit. And I think it's Mike Gallup. And there he is in the 16th round here. And I think Gallup could be huge this season. You know, it's Prescott's apparently getting on. He's came back leaner, meaner. And you've got Cooks there, and you've got Lamb taking away all the the corners and taking all the pressure away. I think Gallup could be huge.
Well, even when Gallup played last year, he was the safety blanket, get the third down catches for first down. He was going to Gallup when he was fit to play. So if you check the scores last year, when he was on the field, he did score because Prescott trusts him.
Exactly, you know, and he's back leaner, and 16th round could be made to look really, really stupid. You know, Gallup and I know that's where he's going. You know, he's going really late everywhere. But yeah, he could be big this year, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So who's your pick here then, Johnny? What's your pick here then? I'll let you go first this time.
I will probably go for I'm torn between Gemma and Wales, to be honest. Or Dylan. I'll go with Wales.
You're going with Wales?
I would have maybe gone with Dylan if he hadn't gone a bit Giants crazy in the second half of the draft.
Yeah, I do like a pick. I'm going to go a bit left field here, and I'm going to take the number one pick, which, you know, I never really go for the ones on the tongues. I just think it's so hard to pick from. But I really like Jefferson, Hurts, Jacobs, Walker, McLaurin, Frymouth, Bell Cow White, Montgomery. I really like. Evans I could do without, but Cook I think will land and will be fantastic. I like, you know how much I like Elijah Moore, and I think Duke's going to be huge this season. So I'm going to take what is it, Gemma?
Gemma 33.
Gemma 33. There's my pick for Marshall.
Well, we'll go on to the next one because I think we're losing. We're down to one person now. So Marek Head is only up to round 16.
Right, well, do you know, I let one slip last time round, Johnny. I let one slip from here, and I'm not letting it slip the second time round, so I'm sorry. I mean, I love Mark to bits, I really do, but Aaron Rodgers, round 1, Breece Hall, round 2. I mean, if that's not showing your jet love, I mean, he is just all in this season, isn't he, for the jet love?
Yeah, he's got a lot of defenders as well. Yeah.
It's that I see being a massive. I mean, right, draft Rodgers by all means. By all means, draft Aaron Rodgers. Draft him in the 10th round. Draft him in the 12th round. You've drafted him before, Christian McCaffrey. You've drafted him before, Austin Eckler. You've drafted him before, Bijan Robinson. You know, you've drafted him before, Barkley, Wilson, Diggs, Hill, Brown. I mean, Cup. Sorry. But anyway.
Kelsey, Barkley, Chubb. The two best probably linebackers points-wise. Watson, Ayuk, Lockett, Dotson.
And I'll tell you something else, by the way. See, when I get that little plonker from London and he comes back up this road, I'm going to absolutely in fact, you know, I think I'm going to go and jump on a plane and fly down to London to strangle the little diddy.
Oh, he's got to be a bit insufferable getting McCaffrey, Fields, Waddle, Higgins, Jones, Walker, White.
It's absolutely superb. He's got McCaffrey, and what round is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. McCaffrey in the 9th round, fantastic. Couldn't get any better. You've picked up an elite quarterback for this game, the way he runs the ball as well. You've got Waddle, you've got Higgins, two fantastic number 2s that have got number 1s getting double teamed. You've got Aaron Jones, you've got Waller, you've got DJ Moore, you've got Rashad White. You've got Brian Robinson, who we've just talked about, you know, being the Commanders' number 1. And then you go and pick up 2 more quarterbacks. Aaron, what are you doing, pal? Have you not heard anything?
Yeah, but you got to think, obviously, you go Love, but Love could stink.
But you don't go Love, and you don't go either of them because you're not going to ever start them before Fields. Fields is your number 1 starter. They will not start no matter who Fields is playing. You will always start Fields, so it's just a waste of 2 bench spots. Anyway, other than
Fields is week 13 draft. See, not like a really, really late bye week.
So, you know, they're going to sit there forevermore. Aaron, I think you picked an absolutely fantastic team, pal, all bar 3 quarterbacks. I'm going to shoot you. Anyway,
Justin Fields is a week 13 bye week. So you didn't really
And
need,
it-
unless Fields gets injured, you didn't need another one until the playoffs, basically.
I discussed the whole Tua Golf pick after pick on the golf course with old mans this morning.
So a lot of his kicking your ass at golf. So yeah.
Again. Yeah, we'll not even
It's
go there.
a bloody good start. Oh, I mean,
It's a headache again of what one you take. He wanted Tua, but he knows that Tua's likely to go down. So he's got Goff as a backup for when inevitably Tua gets a head knock.
I'm not sure about Marcus Brown, no, because the Cardinals suck.
To be fair, he's picking up Hollywood Brown from Jason on the Fantasy Footballers because he's been going on about him quite a bit. To be fair, someone's got to catch a ball there.
Yeah, James Conner.
And he's going to run the ball though. So I mean,
maybe. But a year ago, he caught the balls too. That was it. So
I think without Hopkins there now, I think Brown could be a dark horse this season. I think he could do just fine. I really do.
I just don't like the Cardinals.
I
know I've got Conner in a couple of places, but I just don't like the Cardinals.
It's one of those ones where Graham's team it could absolutely nail it, but then there's some risks there. You've got Judy there, who you just don't know where Wilson is. You've got Addison, the rookie. You've got Brown, as you say. The Cardinals are rotten. I mean, 3 guys who could score 20 points a week, but could also score nada.
Yeah.
I like Mingo. I think he could be well. You know how much I like the tight end there, and he's got Goddard too. Good start. Most start you're getting the number 1 for week 1 anyway, in the 16th round. So that's pretty decent too. And what have we got? Is this the only division that Kelsey went number 1? Because I think that is the number 1 pick for this league and this scoring. I think that is the number 1 pick.
Yeah, I think he might have been actually. I'll have a check while you're right away.
Aaron Rodgers in the first round. I mean, honestly,
I can't believe you didn't pick up on that one last time. Like.
Neither can I. But what can you say?
This was the only division he went in the first round. Kelsey went in the first. He went second round and won Division 2, but it's mostly been.
That was Doug.
The 5th pick, it was 3. 6th pick, it was 7. 6th pick, it was 2. And the 8th pick, we know that one.
Yeah, well,
that's a bit of a mental one. That one, yeah.
I actually like what Ads has started on here. I like how Ads has started this. I mean, I don't get the whole 4 and 5 defense going IDP so early, but I like what he's done there. He's got Kelsey right off the bat, love it, and then he's got 2 absolute bona fide elite backs. Then we'll skip 4 and 5, and then
boom, I like 4 and 5. I've got a look on my one, but
I just don't. I mean, two IDPs in rounds 4 and 5. I mean, you're picking up defending. You're picking up defenders while you've got Jamari Gibbs still there. You've got Kyle Walker still there. You've got Calvin Ridley still there. You've got Pierce. You've got Stevenson still there. You've got Harris. You've got Devontae. All of these players. Aaron Jones, Joe Mixon. These are Debo still there, and you're picking. You've got 2, not 1 but 2.
Oh. No, when you pick
I just
Smith,
don't get going 2
all
so
of those
early.
Players were gone. You got 1, 2, 3. Yeah,
so he's coming back. Sorry,
Samuel,
right, okay.
Kirk,
Samuel
Mixon,
was still there.
Jones,
Kirk, Mixon, Jones, Dobbins,
London, Pickens. Yeah,
it's so going 2 that early. I'm not a fan. I mean, don't get me wrong, it might make me look absolutely stupid. But I'm just not. But I'm a fan of everything else that he's done there. I really am.
Yeah. Getting Penny in the 12th is good.
And then just picking up Cousins as your number 1 quarterback. I'm in the 11th round. If you don't get one of those out of the top kind of 4, 5 or 6 there, apart from Aaron Rodgers, if you don't pick up one of them, I'm a big fan of waiting to double-digit rounds to pick up your quarterback. Big fan of it. Because they're all much for muchness after that. They're all going to score points. They're all going to have
Yeah.
really good weeks. Just some of them are going to have these ones are all going to have bad weeks from time to time. So I do like that tactic, and I hope he just sticks with Cousins and doesn't go and pick up a second one. I hope he stays just with the one and doesn't give himself the headache of what one I play. Just stick with Cousins and then it doesn't matter. And then worry about getting someone from agency.
The prime time games. Because obviously Cousins hates the prime time game. So just pick up a second one for the prime time game, drop him again the week after.
There you go, exactly. And then you don't have, and then you're never looking at your bench and going, "Oh, why didn't I bloody start him?" You know what I mean? It's, that's.
So who do you think?
So who am I going here? Let me have a wee look and see. I really like how Sean started his, but it's Sean, so he'll never win it. So I'll move along swiftly. I really like what Aaron done as well to start with, but then he's picked up 3 quarterbacks, so I'll move on again. I can't get down with the whole Judy and Brown and there's just too much risk there for me to pick Graham's team, although I do like it. I'm going to go with Sam, Truman, Allen, Wilson, Amon-Ra, Pierce, Debo, McLaurin, Cooper, Montgomery. Yeah, love that start. I think Charbonnet will get touches. Harris should get touches. Yep, I'll take that. I'll go there in the hope that he picks up a couple of good backs in the coming rounds.
Well, I'll go with Adam because I know these ones will be projected to get like 19 points from week 1. And you've got some nice. So I'm going to go for Adam adds.
Fair enough.
I do like the start for Team Trade Frenzy. But I'll go with
me
that.
too.
Just because it's Kelsey, Barkley, Chubb.
And do you know what
that alone could win you a game each week? So
do you know what I really like about this one as well? He's waited so long for backs, but then he's got backs that are very, very set. You know, Cook is going to be the number 1 in Buffalo. He could have a big year. He's certainly going to get the chance to have a big year. Dylan will get his touches.
So, yeah.
I think actually, you know, I've talked about Achne already, so there's no point in doing it again. But then Dalvin Cook, I do believe will land. So not only has he started so solid with the wide receivers, the backs, those 4 backs could make people look silly as well for letting them go so late. So yeah,
even the last 2 picks, Rondell Moore and Curtis Samuel. Samuel will get his moments. You just have to pick the right one.
Yeah, that's it. Pick the right one, but yeah, no, that's I like that team as well.
So,
but I'm going to stick with Sam. I went with Sam, so I'm going to stick with Sam.
So I'll stick with Adam, but it might change depending on how well they pick up the last few rounds. That's why we'll have another one next week and see how we get on.
There's a lot of good teams in this league, though. There's a lot of good start. You know, obviously it's still got to be filled in, and that's when you really see what it will put. You know, that's when you kind of can separate them. But yeah, there's a lot of good starts there.
Well, even Ramsdad, Chase, Lawrence, Etienne, Gibbs, Pickens, Akers. Not your friend, not my friend.
Not your friend, not my friend.
I can't pick him because he's got him, and you can't pick him because he's got him. So
yeah, exactly.
Sorry, Ramsdad. Other than those 2, I really like your team. Like I like Goodwin, but I just can't stand Tony. You might like Tony, but I can't stand him.
Yeah,
I've already said that in the chat. Okay. I might have to beat that name out when I do any edit for that one.
The problem with Tony is he's got, like you say, he's going to have a couple of really big weeks, but he's going to have a big week and then he's going to have 5 bad ones, and then he's going to have a big week and then he's going to have 5 bad ones, and it's when do you play?
He'll be injured for 3 games in between each time. So yeah. We've got one more recognising that one. So we've got Dwarfy staying left. So this one is just the 3rd division finish, I think. I can't find on, but
so this one's finished as well.
Oh, so look, 28 quarterbacks in this one.
28 quarters.
But you've got one team with 1 quarterback, and you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams with 3 quarterbacks. So that's what you call
And there's
corner of the
still
market.
4 starting quarterbacks in the agency. It's quarterback
Yeah.
nuts, and there's still 4 of them in the agency that you can start and play and will get you 15, 18, 20 points.
Every team bar one's got a kicker. So I do actually quite like Nick Tactic's team. Cooper Kupp, Nick Chubb, Alabi, Burrow, Ridley, Sanders, Lockett, Pacheco if he plays, Ingram, Penny, Coops, Jameson Williams after suspension. You've got Etienne as well. Gainwell, Wilson.
Gainwell's been doing
Collins,
really well in camp.
So yeah, so Everett, he'll get his catches and gets his targets. So that's a pretty good team.
Yeah, I like that. And it's the one team that's went one quarterback. Smart man.
Yeah.
And there you go. But it's Joe Burrow. Wait, who are you going to play? What week are you going to play someone in front of Joe Burrow? So why pick one up?
Provided available week 1, but then you could pick somebody up just for the first week.
There's 4 quarterbacks in agency for his bye week. Pick one of them. You know, you at the end of the day, you know, when your quarterback, when you pick up a quarterback like that and they're on their bye week, you kind of half expect to lose. You know, you don't need to win every week as well. That is the thing, you know.
No, obviously you've got Amos who thinks he's drafting a dynasty team by the looks of it.
Yeah, he's got a lot of kids.
Allen, Pollard, Waddle, Mixon, Smith and Jigba, Brian Robinson, Addison, Charbonnet, Rice, Dell.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah,
Dell. I think Dell in the 18th is.
Yeah.
I mean, he's going to be an agency in some, you know.
We'll just call him the kindergarten cop.
The kindergarten cop, yeah, he certainly went for youth, that's for sure. Again, but I get the struggle of being at number 1. It's once you get your first guy in. I love what Keltman's done. I love what Keltman's done and stacked Jackson and Andrews on the back end turn, you know.
Well, this is where Mahomes went at 8th.
8th
from Mahomes, Barkley, Hall, London, Aluquan, DJ Moore, Franklin, your pal, Kmet, Hutchison. I thought was a bit of a
that's early for Hutchison. But you know, he's going into year 2 now. He's learned a lot more, and he wasn't terrible last year. He was very good. He wasn't great. He was very good, but he's a beast. You know,
but you've got Young and Love. Can you've got Mahomes as a quarterback? You don't need to get 2 more.
Oh, it's 3 quarterbacks again. It's 3 quarterbacks again.
But
when are you going to play Young over Mahomes? When are you going to play Love over Mahomes?
You only need 1 quarterback for the bye week. He's not coming off the pitch. It's not a chance, right?
It's just wasted bench spots, man. And bench spots are very valuable, I think.
Alan Sims started off not bad. Jefferson, St. Brown, Jacobs, Samuel, Aaron Jones, Trevor Lawrence, Akers, Montgomery, Schultz. Got Sky Moore there. Got Cousins. Laporta, that's not bad. Like Darius Slayton, I think he will get his targets. But
he'll have his weeks. It's what weeks, you know. Again, Slayton's another one where he's going to have a couple of big weeks, but he's going to be more often than not bumming out. Do you know what you need with Slayton? When you own a player like Darius Slayton, what you need is like a couple of your receivers are on bye and you're looking for the guy to put in. You think, oh, do you know what? I'll take a swing with Slayton. He's playing a good, he's playing the Texans. I'll take a swing putting Slayton in, and then he hits it that week. You know, that's what you're looking for with guys like that.
And that's what you could get with him. That's the thing, you know what I mean?
And it's exactly what you could get with him, you know. So that's the kind of people you want on your bench as well, though. Options, you know. Love is not an option. Young is not an option because you'll get Patrick Mahomes.
Well, that's it, yeah.
But I like what's that Sims, the one to third one along.
Alan,
is that Alan? Is it? Yeah. Of course, yeah. No, I do like what he's done. I like what Alan's done.
It's got a canny team, so I do like that one. That probably is my favourite one.
He's been studying. That wee bugger's been studying, like.
Oh, because the night before he said he hadn't been studying, and he did. He was asking me.
He's been. Spain Johnston in 14 and 15. I can't even. White in 90. He's been lucky. He's been studying. Don't you listen to what he's saying?
I know. I don't. So. You've got even Love started pretty well. McCaffrey, Diggs, Adams, Stevenson, Goddard, Watson, Mattison, and Kirk.
Yeah, good. Yeah, very good start like that.
I do like Ross.
I like.
Start of Jackson and Andrews. Devontae Smith.
I love Jackson. I love the Jackson Andrews start. I think that's a great stack there.
It is. That is a nice start.
Do you know what? See, as I look at that, I think that's what I should have done. Yeah. I really do. I think looking at that, I think, and I'm not a big Andrews fan. I'm certainly not a fan of taking Andrews this early. But when you've got Jackson there as well, and he wouldn't come back in the third, someone will take him before the end of the third. So yeah, I love that. I wish I'd done that.
Yeah, because if every touchdown he passes to him, that's a lot of points. Like
exactly, and that wins you games. When you've got that kind of stack, 15. It wins you games. When you're getting 40 points from your 2 onesie spots a week, if you're getting 40 points a week, 50 points a week from your onesie spots, your tight end and your quarterback, that wins you games. That wins you weeks.
Even just a short touchdown pass, you're going to get 14 points, 15 points.
Yeah, I do. I love that. I think that's tremendous.
That's a good one for Rossi.
And then he's getting the extra, and every time that happens, he's getting the extra point as well.
Yeah, that's a good one. He's got your tight end at the bottom, down the bottom there, got Conquo. So
yeah,
he has got 3 quarterbacks, but I think he just picked up Howell just for something to pick at the end. But he stacked him up with Dotson, I suppose. But yeah.
You're killing me, Keltman. You're killing me. I was loving what you were doing until I seen 3 quarterbacks.
Yeah. 5 running backs.
Yeah.
Not bad ones, yeah.
3 of them actionable to begin with.
Well, 4 maybe.
Yeah.
But Pirine, Cook, and Gibbs.
Yeah, I was kind of.
I was just to start. So.
Yeah, I was going to pick them, but I'm looking down at the back situation, and I don't quite like that. And then when I see 3 quarterbacks, I'm wavering away. I'm wavering away, sir.
Yeah.
And then I can't pick Mark because he's got Godwin and Hutchison really early, and you can't pick Mark because he's got your pal. So he's it.
Yeah, I know.
G-Man's only get 4 running backs.
I did see
one
that.
of them's and one of them's Taylor.
One of them's got a broken arm. Injured. One's going to be the second string, and Moss. Has he got a broken arm? No.
Yeah, he's out for about 6-7 weeks.
But then Dobbins is on the pup as well, so basically he's got 1 potential starting running back to start. I think he'll be on the waiver wire. But yeah, am I picking first here, or are you picking first here?
I'll let you pick first, Johnny, because I'm still looking. I've seen too many 3 quarterback teams that's putting me right off.
I'm going to go with. I'm stuck between Nick Tactics and Allen.
Can I show ma?
Well, I'm going to go with Allen because I'll go for the.
I'm going to go. I'm so happy you said that because I want to go with Nick Tactics. I think that's.
But Nick, I think you've an awesome team as well. I just love that start.
Was it Nick? Sorry, is that Nick? Sorry, I said Rick. Yeah, Nick. Yeah, I'm sorry, but that's this is the one I'm most confident with as well.
Yeah, so we're both confident with that one then. So yeah, that's been pretty good. What I'll do is I'll quickly shut this one down and I'll try and find the draw for the fixtures for what do you call it?
The cup.
Yeah, it'll take me 2 seconds. Should all be in the same sort of place.
Yeah, bring them up. Let's see them. So what we got? It's 2 weeks to the season start. 3 weeks to the season starts now. Is it 3 weeks? Isn't it?
Yeah, it'd be something daft like that. Yeah, not long.
Yeah, it'll be on us before we know it. Cannot wait. Bring it on. Here, by the way, do you know what was the big announcement that was going to be made by Red Zone?
I never saw it.
I don't know what that is either. See if it's just Red Zone for pre-season, I'll be upset.
Well, they usually do the last game of the season, like last game of pre-season, never Red Zone. It can't be that. So here you go. You've got Group 1, you've got Chicago Scorpions, Laxdale Legends, and London Eagles. Group 2, you've got Dublin Everton Blues, Bangor Sharks, and Edinburgh Thunderbirds.
Why don't you stick it on the chat, Johnny?
I will do.
And everyone will see it.
So where are you
Who've I
then?
got? I've got Ponko. I've got the Croakmeister. Love it.
What division are you in again? What group?
3.
Oh yeah,
Love it.
I did laugh when I saw that one. Actually, I couldn't. No, I will not lie. Who have I
Love
got?
it.
I think
Love it.
I was
That's
close to
just
getting
like a buy,
somebody as
that
well.
is. Hello,
Well,
Harlequins. Believe you me, it's you and I. It's you and I for Group 3, my friend. Because
only one team goes through. So is that great? I'm
bungle
on
it,
the
don't you
Cowboys.
worry.
So he's got
Eh,
got a fly flying about. He's got Gary a lot of pick while I'm in Silverstone half a defense. So he should be
so he
okay there
does
unless
it.
Gary picks up really well. Where am I?
Where are you? What's your team name again?
Finstone Flyers.
So it is. I can't see you, Johnny.
Oh well, maybe I got a buy. There we go. Nottingham Rebels and Leeds Leopards. I think
there you go.
Yeah, I just
Group
missed
20.
going to the key sheds for Group 19. Yeah, I just missed out on a couple of boys I play in another league with, Jack and Moss 81, I think it is. So
Yeah, let's
Johnny and Jack. So I just missed out on name, and yeah, I think that's adds here, like so.
It's
That'd be
certainly
nice.
a nice wee extra thing to go on as well, you know, ongoing. So you're effectively looking to beat two teams a week, not just one, which is, you know, a wee added extra.
I know. So they go on for the first 6 weeks, and then
Yeah,
the top team in each group will go through to the last 32. Then it'll be 2-week games all the way through to the final. So that keeps
fair
you going
enough.
for most of the season. So that might get you up to week 14, I think. So it'll be fun. And obviously, it covers you for bye weeks as well. You might get one where you've got teams on a bye, but then they might have a bye the week after. So
yeah, super.
Nice bit of fun. But
that's it. And we're nearly there now. We're nearly there. As I say, 3 weeks to go, and then we'll be off and running.
We will indeed. So yeah, we'll do one next week for the final because everybody will be done by
draft then. And the pre-opening podcast.
Yeah, we'll have to do one of those. Maybe we'll get somebody else on, get Doug to accuse some abuse or something like that.
Oh, we'll bring him. Where is he anyway? He's hiding.
Yes, I'm not actually. I wonder, is he maybe out in the piss tonight? I thought it was tomorrow night. I can't remember.
No doubt. No doubt.
But no, but yeah,
anyway,
thank you for coming on. It was good. The next time we're up,
you, Johnny. That was fun.
I don't think I've got enough room to get 2, so I might have to do a random bit up here.
It's no going there, Johnny. Johnny, it's not going there, pal. You're going to be sending an airmail and about. It's not going up there.
Anyway,
it's coming here.
We'll discuss that one in a minute, but I'll just say thank you for coming on. It's been a fun show, and so much for it being an hour. That's an hour and 48.
I know, an hour and 48. We're going to need to work on our skills of bringing this down a little bit. Once we're in season,
start off well, but it's once we got to the 3rd and 4th division, it rattled on a bit more. But yes, it's been fun, and hopefully the ones that we've got 2 people watching. But yeah, so some people are more dedicated and people like Doug get bored. So I think somebody was going to bed, but they're going to check it up later on. So that's fair enough. So, but thank you for watching, everyone. There we go.
See you soon.
And we'll see you soon.